What are you doing? Yeah, you want to rub your head. There you go. You're going to knock me over. This is what he does. He's weird. Nice, isn't it? Yeah. Hey folks, quick note before I get started. Do you know that only 5% of you that watch these videos are subscribed? If you're not subscribed, please, I beg of you, subscribe. Hit the little button, notification bell, or not. Just subscribe. Once in a while. YouTube, how's it going? Rob, Chicken Ranch Homestead. Hey, I was editing a video that I did a couple days ago and I didn't like it, so I stopped. We're gonna start over. But hey, I'm out in the pasture again. So let's take a quick look. Okay, we're out here. Patch of clover, red clover. Some white, plenty of white. Plenty of white clover, that's for sure. Not much more growing right now. We need some more rain. Rain's supposed to be coming. See a little bit of alfalfa, which of course is hardy in drought. So that's always a good thing. Sheep were moved a couple times since the last video. They're coming back in. What's up, sheep? Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Huh? What's up? They're hanging out. They're towards the back here. Now you're going to turn around, aren't you? Because there's Jenny. But hey, this is what they were just on. You can see they mowed it down pretty good because we got no growth. But I am dragging that with that drag harrow. And there was an area. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you can see some baler twine in there. But this was all manure packed right in here. And it's spread out a little bit. It looks good. This pasture or paddock has got a lot of purslane in it, which they really are not eating. A lot of white clover. Some grasses in there. I see a little bit of rye left, which is kind of odd. That'll be perennial rye. And not much else. Tons and tons of white clover. And that's from overseeding this year. There was tons of white clover in that mix, but not a lot of red. And red is one of those things I'm missing right now. And it's like, they really love the red clover. They do really well on that scarlet red. Red clover grows tall, and they really like it. I mean, they eat that stuff down, and it really goes into a bale really nice because it's just much taller. It's a lot bigger, better than white clover, which is very close to the ground. And right now, I kind of have a parasite load on the sheep that I'm watching. I need to get some dewormer in them. We'll go natural on this, see if that works, and probably put some Redmond's garlic salt out. Which the garlic salt will help with flies, but also help with parasites. Give them some minerals. But we're at the back now. Let's take a look what I was getting at the other day, and I started over. Okay, here we got a oak tree. It is slowly dying. That tree is leaning. That tree is leaning probably about 10 degrees. I'll show you in a second. But it's got some dead branches. I need to gut that down. Now, I'm not going to trot my way through this thick grass, but that's about 24 inches. I don't have a 24-inch saw, so what does that mean? It means the MS-180 is not going to do it because it only has a 16-inch bar, and it's not going to make it. So I need to find a bigger chainsaw or be skillful. It's leaning so hard. I could probably notch it out with the 16 and cut the back in a certain way. I can't explain it, but I watched a few videos on it, and it'll probably fall. I can probably get it to fall pretty good. So that's what we're going to try. But we also have this other one. And this here is an oak tree too. There's some dead branches on it hanging. That one is not leaning, but that one, I mean, they got a couple years left, maybe they'll hold on. I don't know, but I don't think so. But there's a lot of these smaller trees here that I would like to see grow out, especially right there. That's some small growth, and that looks like we have some shagbark hickory in there. But I'd like to see those go. There's another small oak tree over there. So to get those going, maybe we need to cut this one that is dying. Now there's a couple other dead trees or dying trees there. And we could probably cut those down too. And that's firewood for us. That is. We would like to have new fresh growth. If these trees are dying, let's get them down before they get rotted out. Let's get the firewood out of them and let these smaller trees grow. And those will replenish, and that's renewable. Note to self, I have Timothy grass back here. I didn't have a lot of Timothy grass this year in the pasture. I don't know what happened, but there's a lot back here. And what happened is after I overseeded, we got a huge rain and it kind of flooded out. I have a feeling a lot of the seed got pushed to the back. Like the area I'm standing in right now is like the crap paddock, and it was filled with perennial rye, just filled with it. And the sheep ate some of it, but not really. They like it when it's fresh and new, not once it's seed heading. But there is a ton of Timothy back here. But yeah, there's right along the line, there's some Timothy. I'm pretty sure it's Timothy. I should probably check, should I? Okay, I'm correct. Timothy grass. I use Picture This app. It's on your Google store and your Apple store, whatever store you use. And it costs like $30 a year. It's well worth the subscription. It's great for taking a picture of something, getting an answer pretty quick. You know, I belong to a couple Homestead groups for our area, and everyone's always like, what is this? What is this? You know, just get the app. It will give you the answer pretty quick. But let's show you what else is going on back here. We're getting some dead trees. Now, I had one tree I cut down earlier this year. I didn't know what it was. There was no leaves and no bark. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. We kind of get the canopy here. This one's dying. At first I thought they were an ash tree, but no, they're an elm. And my pigs are being mean to each other. So yeah, there's some elm trees, and we got some dying. So we got one dying there, one dying here, one dying there. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be Dutch elm disease. This one right here is holding steady. It's very young. In fact, they're all young. But another thing I've noticed is right here, the growth of the floor is pretty good. I mow this every now and then. But as I go back, the growth is pretty good in some areas, but it's a lot less in others. Like last year, the growth back here was a lot more. But there's very little growth. That's an old fire pit area that the Amish used to hang out with when they owned the house. But you know, you look right here, there's a lot of growth because there's a lot of sunlight, but once you're under the canopy, there's not a lot of growth. And last year there was a little bit more. Now, we don't go back far at all. And that other piece of property is part of the original homestead. So the guy who owns that really is never here. He never necessarily cares for the wooded part of the property. That's also why he allows me to take any dead trees out of there, and also one tree a year, which I took a hickory last year next to a bunch of other hickories, trying to allow the other ones to grow instead of them competing for light. But a lot of death in trees this year here. In our little section, we only have about 3/4 of an acre. It's not much of wooded area. But the area we do have is pretty dense in oak. And it's pretty dense in hickory. Pin oak tree. Fly on my phone. But this one, pin oak here, is kind of like the first tree, and there's a maple behind it, and that maple's starting to look a little nasty. So that one's going to have to go soon too, but it's kind of worrying me about, trees cycling out. So I think we need to get in there, do some forestry. I am no professional at all, but I'm thinking we might have some issues with too much growth right now. We need to thin out the herd, so to say. But at the same time too, this year is kind of an off year. We started out just swamp. I mean, mud, and now we're dry as can be. We're kind of droughty. Is that even a word? But I mean, the pasture is rock hard right now. But I don't know. I'll have to look into that, and we'll keep you up to date. All right, so I think that'll do it from here. Nice night, a little bit of clouds, sunset over there, which is kind of nice. But that'll do it from here at the ranch. Even though we're not a ranch, we're 2-story. Remember to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Leave a comment. That would really help out. It helps with the algorithm. I just hit 200 subscribers today. I really appreciate everyone that has subscribed. That really